Cleaning the chimney at the DJC Collectibles Studio, I'm Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane. And now, here's a guy who told Santa you can do better than that. Kyle Peterson.
Everyone, Kyle here, back again with episode number 39 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, got Santa's little helper here today. Angie, say hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Angie. How are you in the Christmas spirit?
I'm Mrs. Claus today.
Yeah, you're my Mrs. Claus here today, looking only like Mrs. Claus can look here today.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, 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 indeed. But we can pull this little bow out. We'll be ready to go here. But you're looking very festive, as am I here. I got my Ultimate Warrior Christmas shirt.
You blink it away? I don't know if the camera's picking it up.
I don't know if the camera picks it up, but it does blink. It does light up. So it's like quite the fancy sweater. Battery operated. It's quite the sweater right here today. But Angie, it is episode 39, the holiday special, the Christmas episode here today. As we're right here in the thick of the Christmas holiday is when this does drop for everybody on YouTube. Obviously, Patreon, YouTube channel members, you get this a little earlier, but it will drop Christmas Eve. How about that? How about that? So you got any big plans for Christmas this year?
Just hanging out with you.
Just hanging out. We're going to my parents on Christmas Eve, and we'll see where that goes. And then Christmas Day, I think the kids will be locked away watching Stranger Things, I think is what they'll be doing. That drops on Christmas Day, and I'll watch it too, and Angie's never seen Stranger Things. So it's going to be a lonely Christmas for Angie by herself.
I'll be busy. I had a pack for my trip.
Oh, yeah, and then Angie is going on a trip, but I think let's see, you're leaving on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So that'd be like the 27th, I think. Angie's going to beautiful Arkansas. Beautiful this time of year. If you're down in fabulous Bella Vista and you see Angie about town, come say hi to her. Lovely Bella Vista. Beautiful this time of year. For the holidays, chef's kiss for sure. But I'm staying home with the dogs and the kids, and Angie's going with her sisters and going to visit her mom for a couple of days. How long are you gone?
5 days.
5 days. So that means we would have to try to film.
Oh, God. I didn't think about that.
We got to figure that out. But next week, we will be doing a little bit heavy on the Q&A. I guess if the Q&A questions do come in. Of course, we still have the giveaway going on. We will announce the winner in next week's video. It is the AEW Jazz Wears Golf Cart 3-pack. All you got to do to enter is put a question in the comments below of this video or last week's video, or send it to the KylePetersonShow@gmail.com, and you can be entered in for that giveaway. We'll announce it next week in the podcast who won that one. And Angie, this week I got a beautiful package from my friend Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane sent me 3 massive packages for Christmas. I couldn't believe it. It was like Christmas. That was my Christmas is what that was. But for good or for bad, I guess good for the audience. So if you watch my YouTube channel, cheap plug to that.
Bad for your clutter.
Bad for my clutter, but I am going to give away 99% of that stuff on the channel. So we will be giving it away on the podcast, on the YouTube, on Instagram, social media, all that kind of fun stuff. So if you want some free giveaways, you know what to do. You got to follow me, stay tuned to all that kind of stuff. So we will have that. But Angie is going to be gone for the holidays. So me and the kids, I don't know what we're going to do. It's going to be like Uncle Buck, but it'll be like Dad Buck, I think is what it'll be. But I'm sure they'll want to go to like restaurants that you normally don't really like to go to that they get a chance to go to, I think is what it'll probably be.
I don't think so.
No, you don't?
They like what I like. You're the odd one out.
No, last time they went to Subway because you hate Subway.
I hate Subway.
You hate Subway. You said, I hate the system and the food restaurant. That's what I think you said.
I did see how they made the bread the other day, and now I'm kind of viced out by it.
Yeah, Subway, not what it used to be, but we could say that about a lot of us, myself included. Not quite what I used to be, as we know.
I still got it.
You still got it. You got it for days, that's for sure. Yeah, heck, Angie, we had talked about it last week in Weekly Purchases. We had people offering to buy your shorts, offering if you had any bras for sale. There's a lot of hot stuff. We might find a little side hustle here for you, Angie. Whatever you need. It might be time to get that OnlyFans going on. It might be time. We'll see what happens.
The things I put out in the universe. I have no one to blame but myself.
No one to blame, but we might have some buyers on those. So more to come. More to come. But a lot going on. Make sure you get a part of the giveaway. All you got to do is put a question down below. We got a little holiday-themed questions on the end of this episode here. So we'll get to that. Got some segments as well. Story time with Kyle. But we got a little housekeeping here at the beginning. Speaking of food, we just talked about Subway. A great transition from Subway here. Angie, we went to a new restaurant that just opened in our neck of the woods on Friday. Do you remember going?
Yes.
All right, Angie's testing her memory early here. we just got a Dave's Hot Chicken here in town finally. I think they got a few more locations coming the next couple of months. But I'm a huge fan of Dave's Hot Chicken. Whenever I go to the Quad Cities and Kansas City, I always dine on a little Dave's Hot Chicken. So I was very excited to go to that. Opening day was Friday last week. We went on opening day, but we said, we know we got to get there early. We got to beat the rush for dinner. We got there about 4 o'clock, and I don't know, there was maybe 10. The line went all the way outside, as you can imagine, opening day, but we were maybe 10 people outside probably.
Yeah.
10 people, and it was pretty cold.
It was freezing. It was like 5 degrees.
Yes. So luckily they had those heat lamp things going on, so we were standing under the heat lamp, so it wasn't so bad there. But we did wait, and luckily we got there at 4 o'clock, Angie, because if we would have got there, I don't know, 10 minutes later, it would have been bad news. Because
it took about an hour altogether, didn't it?
Yeah.
By the time we sat and ate,
It did. Yeah, the line, I
think I gave you my sickness.
Uh-oh. I am. I'm coming down. I'm breaking down. But no, I'm just trying to think. The line was probably 10 people out the door when we got there at 4 o'clock, but by like 4:30,
it was like
there was like
around
25 people. And then by the time we got inside, I mean, it was wrapped around the building. So Friday night, you can imagine, opening day, you got to take advantage. You got to get there early. And that's what we did. But like you said, it was about an hour full around there. So I was very happy. I was very pleased with my dinner. I don't know. You found out your secret weapon there is going to be what?
One tender, one slider.
One tender, one slider over there. I'm 2 straight up tenders is what I am. 1 hot and 1 medium. I don't think I like hot stuff, but I couldn't go above hot there. You know, they have the Reaper where you got to sign the waiver and all that. I'm not into just pain. I want to enjoy my food. So 1 hot, 1 medium is my go-to there, but it sounds like Angie found hers. I'm very excited to go back to Dave's Hot Chicken as soon as possible. So I'm a big fan of that place.
And luckily the kids like it.
And the kids like it. I'm so sick of Raising Cane's, Slim Chickens, what else? Chick-fil-A. I'm so sick of those chicken places. I want something new. So Dave's Hot Chicken will take that spot in our heart, Angie. But who's going to take the spot in our heart now that Johns Cena has retired from wrestling?
Oh.
So a lot of people have asked for, I don't know why, but they've asked my opinion on the Johns Cena's final match. So guess what? I'm going to give it to you right here today. And we'll get Angie's opinion too, which is going to be a pretty hot take, I can only imagine. Because Angie watched like up till Johns Cena. She's like, well,
I gotta go to bed.
I'm going to bed. She watched everything up to Johns Cena and then went to bed. I thought that was quite the power move.
You know, always leave him one more.
That's true. I always tell that to Emma all the time.
It's like it didn't really happen.
It really didn't. And I tell that to Emma all the time. It's the old George Costanza rule. I explained it to her in the car this week as Emma was coming out with some really hot, fiery jokes, some good jokes. She was a little jokester from the back. I was liking it, but she went too far. She kept going. It's like, you got to stop. You got to stop. You get 3 really good ones, and then you move on. Unless you work that set out and you walk away.
Drop.
So I was trying to teach her about that, and I guess Angie did that a little bit with John Cena. He said, I'm going to watch all the matches up till John Cena, and then I'm going to bed. But
I'm like, you can't see me.
You can't see me. But then Angie saw on Raw at the beginning, they showed a little bit of highlights, so she saw a little bit of the stuff there. But I'm going to give my take here on this. I don't know. It's weird that I don't care that much. It didn't really affect me. I'm not really heartbroken. Like some people are just up in arms. Like, okay, moving on, next day. Maybe it would be different if he was my Ultimate Warrior or something like that. I've always said I respect John Cena. I followed his entire career. He's just not one of my favorite performers of all time. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. I got no problems with John Cena. Good friend of the channel, as we do know. Even sent a video that one time, Angie. We'll never forget John Cena around this channel. And we'll get more John Cena figures. We'll get all that. But at the end of the day, was it the best send-off? I don't know. I guess there was a lot of controversy around it, so it probably wasn't the best, but I don't think it was terrible. And to me, Angie's probably going to take a little nap right here. She's going to be like, I don't care about all this stuff. But to me, a lot of people wanted to see John Cena win on the way out, and I go both ways on it, and that's the only thing I go both ways on, Angie. You're more the both ways person than I am, but to me, I thought it was okay to lose on his end, but I also probably would have preferred to see him win on his way out. Now, here's where I go with this. Here's where I go. And everybody say it's the time-honored tradition. You lose your last match on your way out and all that. Yes and no is what I'm going to say on that as well. To me, his last loss should have been Dominic Mysterio at Survivor Series. That's fine. Dominic's up-and-comer, gets the Intercontinental title back. It got John Cena his Intercontinental title for the first time. There's a little bit of a story that makes sense to me. He gives him the rub, whatever you want to call it, at Survivor Series on his way out. Johns Cena, I see both sides, like I said, but I lean towards he should have beat Gunther, and I'm not sure if Gunther was the right guy. I know they're trying to build Gunther up, and I'm a big Gunther guy going back to the Walter days. He retired Bill Goldberg. Now he has retired John Cena. There's talk of him retiring Brock Lesnar in a year from now. I'm sure if Kurt Angle the time would have been different, he would have retired Kurt Angle instead of Baron Corbin. So I understand where they're going with Gunther. I don't know if it gives him a lot. Obviously, we saw on Raw, everybody's worked up on him, but where do they go from there with him? So there's that whole dynamic to it all. And then John Cena tapping out, giving up, which he never gives up. And I think the last time he tapped out was to Chris Benoit, if I'm not mistaken. So that's an interesting bookend right there. But his little kind of cheesy smile where he smiled and tapped, and it was kind of like a movie element is almost what that was. Like very cinematic, like that's it, it's over, my career's over. I'm not sure. But to me, I think he should have won. Like I said, I lean more to he should have won because here's the thing. There was no title on the line. If there was a title on the line, or if this was, I'm taking on Gunther, and if I lose, one of us has to retire, that's where you lose. But there was really no stakes involved. And usually when you lose on your way out, that's where the old days you're going to WCW or you're going to go to AEW. I can see that. If he's going to
turn heel.
If he's still going to wrestle, he should have lost if he's still going to wrestle. Now, I fully expect John Cena is going to come back for another match one day. I know a lot of people don't think that's the case, but there's Saudi money out there. And if somebody says, John, come back for a tag match at WrestleMania 47 or whatever, and we'll give you $4 million, you don't think he's going to do that? I think he will. So never say never. Motley Crue said they were going to retire. Everybody says they're going to retire, but they all come back. Everybody comes back. Slayer, they said they were going to retire. How many wrestlers have retired and came back? Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker. I mean, it goes on and on and on. We've seen that numerous times. So we'll see where that all goes in the future. But to me, you lose to Dominic. That makes a lot of sense. I think you do beat Gunther in the last match. I'm still not sold that Gunther was the right final opponent. Off the top of my head, I can't think who that would have been. And I do think John should have lost. If he was going to go to AEW, make him lose. But this is his last match. Let's go out on top. Unless there's stakes, like a title belt on the line or retirement, or he's going somewhere else, there's really no reason for him to lose at the end of the day. So
I'm surprised you think that.
Does anybody care? I don't know.
I don't know.
Does anybody really care? I don't know. I don't know if they care or not. But it is the end of an era, at least for now, I think the book. But at the end of the day, too, I think John Cena, he should have lost if he was going to come back and, he's going to film a movie or something. That makes sense to lose. But I don't know. I fully expect we'll see him. He's going to be a brand ambassador for 5 years. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to find the time for that. Maybe his movie schedule's not as busy as it once was, possibly. We're not sure on Peacemaker Series 3 or Season 3. We'll see where it all goes, but I fully expect John Cena will be back one of these days. I just can see it. And we'll see where Gunther goes. Like I said, there's rumors now going around in Minnesota, SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar's final match. They're going to have Gunther beat Brock Lesnar. Wild times, Angie, and I know Santa's little helper, Mrs. Claus over here, she's very riveted by this conversation. I know that is a fact, but a lot of people have asked for that, so there you go, Angie. But before we get into the next segment, we got to do some housekeeping. Got to thank DJC Collectibles. 8 off DJC is the coupon code. Save yourself 8%. Got to thank them for sponsoring the podcast. And as I always say, don't forget the Patreon. A lot going on. YouTube channel members as well. If you want this early access to the podcast in video form, that is the place to go. We got giveaways over there. You got all kinds of stuff to keep you busy. This holiday season, we know how that goes as well. Anything else?
Do we?
I don't know. Maybe not. But Angie, it's time to get into the holiday season as we got a little deeper dive gift giving. All right, Angie, it's time to go a little bit deep down into that stash, deep into the Christmas presents as we got a little Christmas gifts to give here today. Now, we said let's keep it around like $25, $30, something like that. And that's where we went. Apparently, you have a big present for me that's going to be under the tree. Something I really want.
Well, it's not big. It's expensive.
Oh, it's expensive. It's not a new car. I wonder what it could be.
It's not that expensive.
I guess we'll find out very soon. But today we got a little quasi-small gifts here. And you have no idea what I got. No idea. And we'll see if she likes it or not. We'll see what happens. But, it didn't break the bank, so it's fine here.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a little deeper dive gift giving here today, and we're going to give each other presents. Now, how should we do this? Should we do it at the same time or one after another? I open mine, and then you open yours, or vice versa. Ladies first channel here, of course, as we know.
You can open yours first.
I'm going to go first? All right, we're going to go first. I'm going to go first. It's a ladies first channel, so everybody note that she said she's going to do this here today. So I'm going to open it up. What do we got? And, if you want to send me some gifts, use the link in the description down below if you want some gifts to send my way. And don't send Angie anything is what I'm going to say right there. But there it is. See you later. Goodbye. What do we got? See you later. Oh, it's a figure. It's an Emperor. It is the Emperor Doom Marvel Legends. Did you get some help from our friends over there at Jay's Toys and Games?
I sure did.
She did. She did get some help over there.
I always need help because I don't know what you have.
She doesn't know what I have and what I don't, so there you go. But we got a little Emperor Doom here today. Obviously, this was on my list of things to get. Nice. Have you ever heard of Dr. Doom? No. So I've never heard of Dr. Doom. I've never heard of Emperor Doom.
Oh my God.
Emperor Doom, he's got a cape representing cape season. It is Emperor Doom. So, Angie, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I'm here for this. So we will unbox this on the channel. A little Christmas gift from Angie to me. But now, Angie, it's time for the showstopper gift. Oh, maybe not. Once again, it's only like $30. And I found something that you might be interested in here.
You give me the most random stuff of any person.
It's going to be very random. And I'll tell you, one of these things I actually got for free with another order. They said, you get a pick. They said, Kyle, you ordered this and you get to pick any of these things. And I said, I guess I don't like any of this stuff. So I said, okay, none of this is for me. Who would like it? So I said, I'm going to get one of these for Angie. And this is what I decided on. So Angie, there you go.
Scared.
What could we see in here?
Oh my God, what am I even looking at? What is this?
What is it?
It's a necklace.
It's a necklace.
It's cute.
What is it?
It's got like some turquoise beads.
It's turquoise.
It's very cowgirl.
It is beads, and you know where you can stick those beads.
What is it?
And then what is this, Angie?
Are these knee? Oh my God, these go all the way up.
Knee-high socks. How about that?
I'm gonna have to
in pink.
find a cute outfit for this.
What do you think about those? Well, I figured you'd just wear them lounging around the house because they're long and keep you warm if you don't want to wear sweatpants or something. So they're long, fancy there. And then, a little necklace action. I figured you wear a lot of necklaces and stuff, and maybe you can use this with something else. So I don't know. What do you think?
Cute.
Is it really cute?
I'll wear it.
Will you wear it?
Yeah.
Will you wear both of them?
Yes.
At the same time?
Yes. The
Really?
kids actually might steal these from me.
Oh, those kids.
These are fun.
Those are fun.
Look how long.
That's why I thought you'd like those or wear it around.
Really long.
Because, sometimes it's too hot for sweatpants and you just want to wear short shorts and you got to cover up some stuff.
Like right now, I should be wearing them.
That's right. You can put them on. And then, now, Angie, do you want to guess which one of those I got? Nothing is technically free. I had to spend a bunch of money on something else and they threw in a free gift. But
I don't know.
what would be free, the socks or the necklace?
I have no idea. I can't imagine you go searching for either of these things. Being like,
maybe I do.
this is the freebie.
Angie is right. She picked the freebie. But I saw it and I said, I think Angie would like that. She likes turquoise.
Cute.
I'm looking for a good turquoise bolo tie is what I'm looking for. A
Or
bolo
some
tie.
what are the little clip? Oh wait, no, you put them on the collar.
Yeah, the collar for the Western shirts. You can also get those little clips. So I'm looking at those as well. So there it is, Angie. A little gift giving guide. In the comments below, which gift would you rather have? Emperor Doom or a little turquoise necklace and some knee-high
I feel like I'm going to win
socks?
for once.
I don't know. I think most people would want Emperor Doom.
I don't think people watching this is going to.
You think any guys that are watching this are really looking for some knee-high socks? I don't know. And a turquoise necklace? Maybe, maybe not.
I would win if they pick that, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Because I bought that.
Oh, yeah,
That's
you're
what I'm
right.
saying.
Yeah, I think you're right. Of course
I'm right.
So there it is, Angie. That is a deeper dive, and it is a Christmas gift giving here today. But Angie, now we got to turn it over to her favorite segment, the one she curates each and every week. It's time to try new foods, because they might taste good.
We can try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food, because they might taste good.
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because they might taste good. And this one we were on the same wavelength for here. We've both never tried this food before, and everybody has heard of this food. Everybody's heard of this treat. What is it, Angie?
A fruitcake.
A fruitcake. And I've been called a fruitcake a time or two in my life. But this is going to be interesting, as I really don't know what a fruitcake is. I've heard they last forever, and you hear
sick.
You hear the joke that people say they pass them around, that they re-gift the fruitcake. I mean, it's a joke as old as time, and maybe the joke's on us here today. But we're going to try a food cake. Now, where did you get this fruitcake from? World Market?
I think we actually got it at Walmart. Or I got it
Walmart. Oh, boy.
High quality.
Wait a minute. You're jumping. What is...
It must just be the protective.
That's the wrapper.
Because I bet it gets very sticky.
Well, I was going to say, so it's 150 calories, but what is this exactly? What is it? What's the brand? What is everything? Angie was wanting to get right in there.
Claxton fruitcake, world famous.
Old fashioned, 12 ounces, 150 calories.
For just a seventh of this.
But
so
what is in this? It looks
have no
like
idea.
fruit and cake.
So much. The main ingredients are raisin, orange peel, flour, barley. Weird.
So I've never had fruitcake. I've heard of it for 100 years, as I said. Angie's in the same boat.
A lot of fruits, a lot of nuts.
Now, I love fruit, and I love nuts in my mouth. That's for sure. So I think today might be the day.
Raisins.
Let me smell. Oh, yeah. It smells very raisiny, and I like a good raisin. A lot of people don't like raisins. I've always liked it.
I'm like shocked it has flour in it.
Well, it's cake.
It's weird, but it doesn't look like it.
This is going to be a very interesting one here. Do you think you're going to like it, or are you going to hate it?
Hate.
I feel like I might like this. I don't know. I like fruit. I like
we just
cakes.
start buying these. Oh, God.
I don't know if I want an end piece or not.
Oh, God.
Let's really carve that up.
You actually can't cut it with a butter knife. Good. There, I guess that's not too bad.
Yeah, well, we got raisins. Tastes like a raisin. All right, well, we're going to dive into it. Anybody out there buy a fruitcake and love a fruitcake? I'm sure there's somebody that makes homemade fruitcake that's probably better. I don't know.
It's got the yellow raisins, regular raisins, or the golden raisins.
Well, Angie,
lots of chunks of fruit. It looks like papaya.
It's time to dive into this fruitcake. We're going to see what all the fuss is about.
God.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, God. It's just like too much. It's giving me like a cold shiver. You when you eat something really sugary and it like makes you get a shiver?
No.
I don't like that.
You don't like that?
No.
I don't hate it. I don't love it. I wouldn't eat this on a regular basis, but
Not just eating this whole thing?
I could see like once a year I want a slice of
No.
fruitcake.
No. I would never crave that.
It's really, you know what
gross.
taste I get? Overwhelming taste?
What? There's
Orange peel. I really taste that orange peel.
Mm-hmm. It's just too much sweetness.
I don't even
The
think it's that
raisins
sweet.
and the chunks of fruit, and there's pineapple, and there's orange peel. It's just so much.
Try another
Oh
piece
God,
here.
my eye is watering.
I don't hate this. It tastes exactly like I imagined it would probably taste. I thought it might taste a little bit more like banana bread, kind of.
I didn't think it'd have so much density to it. I realized that was actual like flour. I thought it would be kind of like a jelly.
And I like nuts. I like
nuts.
I do.
I love nuts.
I know you love them.
You love nuts.
You love them. I'm perplexed. I don't know what to rate this. It's not as bad as people make it sound.
It's pretty bad.
It does have the orange peel aftertaste. I mean, it really definitely gives me that orange peely.
I don't like it.
So you would never get this again?
No, heck no.
You're not going to finish this bar later
Heck no.
after off camera? You're just going to right down the mouth?
Nope.
All right.
It's going to the rats.
No.
They might not even eat it.
I feel like I might dabble in this for a couple of days. I might. I don't hate this. And like I said, I've never had it before, so maybe it's something you get sick of. Maybe, I don't know.
Which is weird because I have more of a sweet tooth than you. I would think that you would think this was really sweet because for me it's way too sweet.
I didn't feel like it was that sweet. I tasted more orange peel, raisin, and then like walnut. I feel like I got
got
walnut.
one little walnut in there.
I love a good walnut. Reminds me of my childhood at my grandparents.
Just cracking them.
Getting walnuts and then get my grandpa's hammer, sitting on the sidewalk and just busting them open.
Dang, you didn't even have a cracker?
No, I just used a hammer. I used a hammer like a real man. Sometimes I'd use my fist, but then it would wear out after a while. I would just pow like that because, usually I'd say line up the 9 bricks, light them on fire, and then I'd go through those. And that was just light duty. But then after a while, you can only do so many walnuts. But anyways. All right, Angie, we've jibber-jabbered enough about this fruitcake. Out of 5, what are you going to give this? A 1.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 out of 5. Are you sure? You got time to change your answer.
No, I hated it.
Hated it.
I kind of wanted to spit it out. It kind of reminded me of when we were playing the jelly bean game.
Oh. I sound like my grandpa right
Gave
there.
me a shiver.
Oh.
A shiver.
Well, you got a few shivers as of late. There is no doubt. There's some... Your liver's quivering and your shivers. Yeah. Well, you're giving it a 1 out of 5. Like... I guess I'll give it a 2 out of 5, but way better than I anticipated it to be. And I just don't want to give it like a 3 or a 4 because then it just feels like stuff I gave it a 3 or 4 wasn't as good, if that makes sense. So I'm going to go 2 out of 5, but respectable. Something I could eat one little piece of each year and be good with my life. Like there's a lot of Christmas cookies out there that, you know, what are those cookies
Linzers.
with the... Not those, but... There's like a sugar cookie and it's got like a Hershey's Kisses on the top, whatever those are.
Yeah.
Like I could eat one of those a Christmas season and I'd be fine for good. Okay, I got my 1 in. I'm moving on. And that's where I'm with this. So I'm going to go 2 out of 5, but I will say if you've never tried it, maybe it'll be better than you thought it was. Or maybe you'll be like Angie and just think it's the hottest piece of garbage ever that you would never eat ever again. Right? Right. So there it is. You got to try new foods, Angie. Because it might taste good. But now we got another segment. In this one, we're getting extra Christmassy. We're talking Christmas songs. We're talking album of the week. All right, Angie, it's time for album of the week, and you look a lot less festive all of a sudden. What is going on
Oh my
here?
God, that hat was so tight and hot.
It was too tight and too hot. That's what you always say about me.
Cutting off my circulation in my brain.
No, we don't need any of that because you got to remember what we talked about in this episode later on. So be ready for that as usual.
It's crazy how good my head feels.
Does it feel better? So, okay. Well, it's a little less Christmassy. I'm still rocking the sweatshirt or sweater, whatever
My
you want to
hair
call
looks
it.
terrible now.
And I'm still blinking. So I'm still blinking. But Angie, it's time for album of the week. More like song of the week here. And Angie, I'm going to give you the song of the week, but I'm going to ask you to give me your song of the week. Put you on the spot here. So now that your brain's going to free. But your favorite Christmas song of all time. Think about it while I discuss mine here. You can start thinking. But album of the week, song of the week this week is Run Run Rudolph from our good friend Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead with Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top and Dave Grohl on drums. Quite the power trio, if I don't say so myself. But the best ever rendition of Run Run Rudolph from Lemmy with his gravelly voice, for whatever reason, gets me fired up for the Christmas season each and every single year. That is the song of the week this week. Just absolutely love that one. Ever since it came out 20 years ago or whatever it's been. Would have loved to seen Lemmy do a total Christmas album. Can you imagine Lemmy singing like Silent Night or something like that? It'd be amazing. Or maybe you could rework it to a not so silent night.
I like all Christmas hymns.
And I'm kind of surprised Lemmy never did a Christmas song on his own, just to write a Christmas song. That seems like something he would have done. And Lemmy was a man of many interests. You know, he loved ABBA. He loved a lot of different stuff. Much like myself, ABBA. A lot of people say, Kyle, what's your guilty pleasure? I'd say ABBA, but I don't have guilty pleasures. What I like, and I tell everybody about, I think.
Yeah.
So there it is. But that is the song.
No shame in your game.
There's no shame across the board. But definitely Run Run Rudolph by Lemmy. If you've never heard it, and all those metal Christmas albums are pretty good. It's just like a who's who star list where they just put people together. And I believe a good friend of the channel, Jeff George, was on a few of those in the guitar. So there you go. But Angie, do you have your favorite Christmas song of all time? And why is it Mariah Carey?
It's not Mariah Carey. Actually,
not.
I don't like that song. It annoys me. I always skip it.
I don't think I heard that once this year.
Oh, God.
I haven't heard it, but you're out in stores all the time. I'm not paying attention to that stuff.
For some reason, I like any song that was in Home Alone. Like Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
New
Those are the
Year's
ones I would like.
We
love.
heard that last night in the car. Oh, Brenda Lee. Oh, Brenda. Where you been all
What other
my
ones
life?
are in that movie? I forget.
Oh, I watched
a
Home
couple
Alone.
that I hear.
So, speaking of Home Alone, I was going to bring this up to you yesterday in the family, but I forgot all about it, which is good for my wallet. But Macaulay Culkin was at the Vibrant, and he was there showing Home Alone and then talking and stuff about it. I could see the kids maybe wanting to go to that, maybe.
It's funny that his kids have no idea, like, that's him.
His kids?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I saw an interview that
I didn't even know he had kids. That's weird.
He has 2 kids with that Brenda song or whatever.
Oh. I remember...
From, what was she on?
Brenda Lee?
No, you're thinking of the music. Isn't her name?
Oh, is she,
From
yes.
Sweet Life.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Oh, Brenda Song.
Brenda Song.
Oh, yes. Now, I am the master of the Disney Channel shows. You know, I was in like college watching The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and I always said back then too, like those Disney Channel shows would have been what was on TGIF if that was still a thing. It's like those kind of shows from TGIF went to like the Disney channels and stuff. It was just a weird time in TV. And people were like, oh, you're watching these kiddie shows like Girl Meets World. Me and Sabrina Carpenter go way back. And Elle and I, when she was like 1 year old, we'd sit there and we'd watch Girl Meets World all the time. Magical times that we'll never.
For us.
I've been waiting. You want me to go in? Should I sing the theme song to Girl Meets World? I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it. But yeah, so anyways, I was going to say something about something, like usual. But now I forgot. I got distracted. I don't know. But The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was a good show. If you want to talk about that, if you want to lament about that a little bit, we could talk all day long.
You watched it way later than you should have been watching.
Way later than I should have.
In your 30s.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I know where I was going. I remember as a kid, my dad would always say, you know, you and that Macaulay Culkin would be good friends. Because he was on like David Letterman and all those shows back in the day around Home Alone. And he loved professional wrestling. Macaulay, we've seen him in the audience at Raw just recently. So my dad was always like, oh, yeah, you guys are roughly the same age and you both like wrestling. You'd be good friends. And I don't know if that necessarily makes a friendship, but it's a good start. It's a good start. So maybe in a prior world, maybe I could have been with Macaulay Culkin. Or maybe I could have been with Macaulay Culkin in The Good Son. You ever seen that movie?
Mm-hmm.
The Good Son?
He wasn't so good, was he?
No, he was the evil one. Really branching out from his good guy image. And I think Elijah Wood was in that movie as well. You ever seen that one?
Was he the good son?
He was the good son.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie before?
Yes, but...
That was a great movie, and we're going to spoil it right now talking about that. I always loved that movie.
Does he kill the other son?
Yeah, I'm getting there. So I always loved in The Good Son how like he cussed and stuff like that. It was just like he was really trying to break that Kevin dynamic from Home Alone 1 and 2. But there was like cussing in it, and you're just like, holy cow, Kevin McAllister dropping F-bombs or whatever. And what ended up, I can't remember what happened, is like Elijah Wood, I don't know if it was like his cousin or something like that, but his mom or dad, they went on a work trip or something like that, and they had to drop him off, and he had to stay with them. It gets convoluted there. I can't remember all that. It's been probably a couple of decades since I've seen this movie, but I'll never forget the end where they finally figure out he is the bad son. Macaulay Culkin is the bad son there. And they're on like the cliffs of Dover or something like that. I don't know where they are, but they're probably in Maine or something. And the Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin get in a fight, and they're fighting off of the cliff, and they're rolling around because.
I was just gonna say, does somebody fall off a cliff?
Yeah, I think he's trying to like kill his mom or Macaulay, whatever happened there, and then Elijah Wood is like trying to tell him he's bad. It's an age as old as time. It's like me and my sister as a little kid trying to tell and convince everybody that my sister was bad, that I was good. It was very similar to that, but that was a girl-boy dynamic. But that's a story for another day. But the ending of the movie, to spoil it for everybody here, decades later, the mom of Home Alone, Kevin McAllister, is holding Elijah Wood and holding him, and she's like, oh, it's too much, I can't get them all, it's just too heavy.
I wonder who she's gonna drop.
And she's got to drop one, and she actually dropped her flesh and blood, her own son. She dropped him down into the rocks to die forever, and they should have had
he was like the biological son, and the other one was adopted.
Yeah, or something like cousin. I don't know what it was, but dropped him, and they should have had Good Son Part 2. He should have survived this fall, and he could have been back. Yeah, it could have been like Chucky. He could have been disfigured or something, and out for revenge. I mean, it really wrote itself. Could have been direct to VHS, direct home video. I don't know. But if you haven't seen The Good Son in a while, you better check that one out. Maybe I should check it out too. I keep telling my kids they need to watch that because like last year they were all into the Home Alone. And I was like, oh, we got to watch The Good Son. And then it's streaming nowhere. We have every streaming thing. I think we pay $1,000 a month in streaming. I'm pretty sure we do. We got HBO Max. We got Philo. We got Stars. We got AMC Shudder. We got Amazon. We got Netflix. We got Peacock. We got Paramount. Disney Plus and Hulu and ESPN Plus. That's 10 right there. What else do we got?
I don't know.
It's out of control. We need to look at that. We need to adjust our budget here. But anyways, I can't believe this is the album of the week. We've went totally off the rails here. But check out The Good Son, the movie of the week. Good Son, if you want a feel-good movie for the holidays. That's what you're going to go to right there.
That was actually your plan?
No. No, my plan was just the album of the week with Run, Run, Rudolph. But somehow we got into Home Alone, and then we got into The Good Son. It just, it spiraled. is what it did.
Oh
So
my God. I thought I like perfectly set you up for what you were doing.
nope, it's all right here. It's all right. My notes are album Run Run Rudolph. That's my notes for this segment. So everything else was just off of right here. So there you go, Angie. That's what you got yourself involved in, that's for sure. So there it is. Check out Run Run Rudolph if you haven't. Check out The Good Son. Oh, watch out for that. Angie, that's album of the week, song of the week this week for the Christmas season. But now we're turning our attention to Story Time with Kyle. All right, Angie, it's time for Story Time with Kyle. Unless you got a story you want to tell anybody. Any good stories this week?
My throat can't take the ticket.
You need some throat coat.
I do need a lozenge.
Is that what they call it these days? A little throat coat?
A little lubricant.
A little lubricant back
A little
there.
cure-all, as you call it.
If you're lucky. But Angie, it's time for Story Time with Kyle. And Angie, guess what? We've talked about it the last 3 weeks on the channel, but guess what we got again this weekend, or last weekend as we're filming this? Another 4 inches of snow, Angie. How do you feel about 4 inches?
Perfect.
Perfect. She loves a good 4-inch snow. That's your favorite. Just not too deep, but deep enough, right? Something like that. But the snow was there, and for whatever reason, tough for the kids, because I know what it's like being a kid, hoping for that snow day. It's been snowing just on the weekends, every weekend, like the last 4 weeks. And I think, is it going to snow again this weekend? I hope not.
I thought there's supposed to be a warm front coming through now.
Oh, warm front. It's going to be the 80s, I'm sure.
No snow for Christmas.
No snow for Christmas. Oh, darn
Kids
it.
are sad.
Darn it. Yeah, we got rain yesterday and it wiped away all the rest of the snow. So I'm cool with that. That's okay. But Saturday, of course, Angie, I got out there in the morning and I said, all right, I'm going to combat this snow. I'm going to get rid of this 4 inches. But I've had a secret weapon this week. As for my birthday this year, my parents bought me a leaf blower, one of the Ego model leaf blowers. So it's all Ego Ethan Page around the house as of late. As I got an Ego lawnmower, an Ego snowblower, and now an Ego lawn leaf blower.
Yes.
So pretty darn cool and pretty darn cool, man. But I didn't realize how powerful this thing was. We don't have a lot of leaves because of, that's another story. Remember when the derecho hit our house and it knocked our tree, our huge big tree in our yard, it got knocked over. It just missed my car by that much. But we don't really have any leaves to pick up anymore. It's pretty much few and far between, which now I have this leaf blower. I'm like, what do I do with it? Which is great for cleaning out the garage, getting all the dust out of the garage stuff. But then I had the aha moment. Wait a minute, for this powdery snow, I can use the leaf blower. Mm-hmm. Now, my old leaf blower was a Black & Decker model that you plugged into the wall. This is battery operated, so there's no cords or anything, which is really nice. And then this one is extremely powerful, way more powerful than I imagined it was going to be. So I just found that out just fairly recently. You have the little, you turn it on and it blows, then you pull the trigger on it, it blows even harder, and then there's a dial on the side for turbo.
It goes to 11.
And that could blow your face off, just your skin, it'll come off. It's like the power at the car wash is what it's like.
I need to get a video of that. I'll blow it in your mouth.
Oh my gosh. I'll blow it in your mouth. So we get this leaf blower out there. So I'm going after it. And I'm like, I first thought of it with the deck. We have a deck where you let the dogs go in the backyard, do their business stuff. So I'm like, I'll blow it off. And it just powers the snow out of there. Just like, whoa. And I'm just thinking to myself, hey, now this might be better than getting the shovel out or the snowblower. I could just take care of it real quick. So then I went to the front door.
You always take care of it real quick.
Real quick. I'm really quick. Quicker the better for me, for sure. I don't know about you, but for me, real quick. But I opened the front door and I just got the steps done and the you know, what the awning,
walkway,
the walkway, whatever, the driveway up there for the mailman, all that. Front porch. Blew all that off. Easy as pie. I'm like, I'm living the good life. Dare I say I'm living the sweet life like Zach and Cody. That's a callback, people. So I'm blowing everything off and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start with that and see what I can do. Maybe I won't have to get the snowblower out. Not that it's that much work, but I go outside and then I see my car. It's covered in snow. I'm like, all right, I'll take care of that. Blow that off real good. Now, while I'm doing this, it is snowing. It's still coming down. It's always coming. Oh, it's coming and coming and coming, Angie. You know how that is. Yeah, I'm getting taste every once in a while. You're always catching it. It's amazing. You got the tongue of like a lizard where you're just out there to grab every little morsel. Everything. It's amazing. Gene Simmons is blushing somewhere, that's for sure. But so I'm out there, I'm getting the car all cleaned off. So I'm like, oh, this is great. So then I start going on the sidewalk and it was cold. It was like wind chills below zero or whatever. So I had, what are those gloves I have? They're gray. They're like, They almost remind you like
heavy duty, like
they're heavy duty. They almost remind you like welder's gloves, or
Yeah.
like if you're doing rope or something. Like it wouldn't hurt your hands. It's not like I don't know what they are.
texturized. I don't know what that is, but
I don't know, but they're like cloth. They're heavy duty and they're nice and warm. So I'm using those things. So I'm getting it. I'm getting all the snow and it's snowing, and all of a sudden I get like a jolt. And I'm like, what the heck? That's weird. A little jolt from the handle. And I'm doing it and I'm going and I felt a little jolt, which is crazy because these are heavy duty gloves. So this is going all the way through the gloves. Now it's got a huge battery on it. There's smaller ones, but I use the big battery because I have them for my lawnmower and they're all universal and stuff. So it's got the big battery really powering this bad boy. But I feel a little jolt. I'm like, what the heck? That's weird. And I just go on and then I keep doing it. I feel another little jolt and I don't really think much of it. I kind of think it's in my head. And then I turn around and I start blowing and all of a sudden I am shaking like a leaf and I'm doing one of those. And I'm like, whoa. And I literally got electrocuted by this. Now, here's Kyle being dumb. I think I told the story in a story time with Kyle once upon a time in class how I stuck that gum wrapper in there and I blew out the socket in the middle of college science class. So maybe I'm not up to date with the electronics like I need to be, but for some reason I felt like this is battery powered. It shouldn't electrocute me. You'd only get electrocuted if it's like tied to a socket or something like that. But I guess it makes sense if there's battery, there's connected. I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm sitting there and I'm literally doing one of these kind of things right there. And I'm just like, and I'm feeling it and like, I can't move, I can't drop it or whatever, but it's heavy. So I eventually drop it and it falls off. And I immediately like look and my front yard is full of snow and I look and there is blue dots everywhere in the snow. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm like, what is all this blue? And then for a second, I feel like I'm like floating outside of my body is what it almost felt like. It's like I knew what I was looking at, but it didn't feel like it was real. It was such a weird thing, but the whole snow, it looked like somebody put just like blue food coloring dye throughout, just a bunch of dots of blue. And I'm looking, I'm like, what is going on with my yard?
you were seeing stars. That's what it means.
I
You're
guess.
seeing stars, yeah.
And then I look over to the side of the, like, where we have all our flower beds and stuff, and it's all little orange lights throughout. I'm like, and I'm thinking, are these Christmas lights? What is going on? And I'm sure this took like 2 seconds, but it felt like an eternity, and it just felt like slow-mo. And then all of a sudden, boom, like I'm back at it, I'm looking right there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got electrocuted. Literally, it probably took 2 seconds, but it was like time stopped. But I was like, I think I got electrocuted. I'm like, wait, it's snowing. I guess snow, and the leaf blower was full of snow all over it. So obviously that's what it was. But that's just dumb Kyle not knowing what he's doing, and I don't know. I don't know if I got fried like Ace the Spaceman. Ace Frehley got electrocuted back in Florida back in the 70s, and you know he said "shock me," and he wrote a song about it. And now I can really relate to that song.
You know
all
what's
these
crazy?
years later.
Your wound closed up right after. Maybe that helped.
Yeah, we haven't
Your wound stopped bleeding.
We haven't got the cancer update this way. Thanks for bringing it up. I'm getting a little bit, you know, I went out to the market this week and I talked to some people for some business stuff and I wore my hair like this.
Oh my God.
I wore my hair like this.
You're like that weird girl in class now that wears her hair over one eye or whatever.
I wore my hair like this to see everybody and I felt like I looked really ridiculous.
You did.
It just looks
And
ridiculous.
it's so dramatic because you could really wear it like all the way back. Like
It looks like bread
Sorry.
Jesus is what I look like.
You
this
are
is
bread
the
Jesus.
definition. But I wore it like that because I don't, like I said before, I don't want to put people in the position to have to say, oh, I'm so sorry that happened for you. I don't want to put people in that position there. But it is
fine. It does not
and
even look bad.
You know what I realized? Yesterday was the first time I actually touched it with my own hands.
Are you have feeling in it? Is it coming back a little bit? I bet it is.
Not really.
No?
I mean, it's one of those things where you can kind of feel, like you pat it and you can kind of feel there's touching, but you can't pinpoint where it is. It's a mess. I'm forever disfigured, and
so dramatic.
I'm just not leaving the house like I used to anymore. And if you think you're going to see me at anything anymore, you're not going to see me around. A face like this got to stay home. I'm only good for a podcast, a YouTube video, and that's it. I can't be seen in public anymore. Nobody wants to see this. I hate to put people in the position of throwing up right in front of me. It's just a terrible thing. They start puking and like, I understand how Frankenstein.
Was that your good side before?
I had nothing but good sides. Now it's all bad sides.
I only have one good side.
All bad sides now. So if you see me in public, I'll have a hat on and my hair will be down like this.
I don't know what side my good side is.
It's right there.
I don't have one either.
It's right there. So it's up here. It's up here. But wild to be electrocuted like that. It's electricity's no joke. They always say, Louis the Lightning Bug used to tell me when I was a little kid to stay away from power lines. And I heeded that. And I also remember the G.I. Joe PSAs where the power lines would be down and Roadblock would be like, kids, just keep your bikes away from there and stuff. And I'm like, check. I'm putting that in my PSA book. And one thing about those G.I. Joe PSAs, you guys ever realize that Duke was never involved in any of those? No shocker there, that Duke, just one of the worst people, one of the worst individuals of all time. Flint, a lot of PSAs trying to help out the kids. Not Duke. He said, I ain't got time for those kids. You know what he says, Angie. You've said it before about those kids.
Fuck them kids.
Oh, Angie said it. Dropping F-bombs here on the channel. Angie, you should be ashamed of yourself in this Christmas episode.
Just FTK.
Oh, my goodness. Well, there it is, Angie.
I'm just glad you didn't lose consciousness.
I wish I would have. Just end this.
How long would you have been out there?
Ever.
Because the kids, I didn't come up till like 3 o'clock that day.
Yeah, and the kids would have never checked on me. They would have never thought anything to even check or whatever. I could be dead on the floor right in the kitchen, right in front of the refrigerator, and Elle would yell down, Emma, get down here. And Emma would come running down like, well, we got to move him so we can get to the refrigerator. That's what they would say. They wouldn't even call 911 or anything. They'd be too shy to call 911. Well, we can't call 911. We're too shy. We're too shy. Okay, if I'm choking or dying, you can call 911. Nah, we're not going to do that. No, that's kids. Worthless. No Christmas presents for them. Coal for them. And we talked about that debacle last week on the channel about our terrible visit with Santa. I'm still worked up. And then we saw a different Santa last night when we were at the mall, and I said, let's go sit with Santa. And you said, no, I don't want to. And I was really wanting to.
Oh. I thought you were joking.
No, I was 100% serious. Let's go see Santa. And Santa was like, hey. And
I looked like a hot mess. I was like in sweats.
Santa, it was funny because I was walking to meet you. You were sitting out front of the Target, like on the bench. And I was walking. And Santa goes, hey. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course he knows me. Of course he knows me. I'm always on the good list. And I was like, hey, Santa, how's it going today? He goes, oh, pretty good. And I think he said Kyle. I'm not sure, but my hearing's not what it once was after the electrocution. But I wanted to go see Santa. I was like, there was no line, there was no nothing, and we could just reenact a Santa picture with just you and me. Mm-hmm. But no, we're not gonna, unless we do it later today, maybe.
We got all the time in the future to do that once kids are gone.
It's weird.
We'll go every year.
I was telling Angie last night I had the weirdest dream, and I hardly ever dream, but I dreamed that once a week on Thursday, dreamed, whatever. It was about the Dream Team of 1992, the Olympics. Never forget. Larry Bird, unbelievable. But no, I was dreaming that this is dumb. I dreamed that every Thursday, Angie and I in retirement, our thing was we make like a fancy homemade meal, just you and me. It's like we get a recipe and we're going to make chicken marsala tonight or something. Instead of making spaghetti, tacos, frozen pizza, pot roast in the crock pot or something. It's like, okay, once a week we get a nice dinner and we make it together and just let the magic happen.
And we share one plate because we can't even finish.
So who knows?
Leftovers for the rest of the week.
Who knows? So I had a dream, and then I was in trouble because I forgot the chicken or something. It was a weird dream, so I don't know what that means. I'm going to have to look into that.
You're always in trouble.
I'm always having weird dreams. So anyway, story time with Kyle went on entirely too long, but I got electrocuted this week. I live to tell about it. How many times you been electrocuted? Now I've got 2. That was the worst, though, I think. So I don't know what it did to me. Maybe it rewired my brain a little bit. We'll see what happens there. But Angie, now it's time for a few final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for a few final thoughts. And before we get to those final thoughts, how about a little Q&A? We got 2 questions, 2 Christmas questions this week. Figured it was fitting for this episode. However, you want to be question of the week, put it in the comments of the YouTube video or send it to the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. Next week, we got a big Q&A. If you do give me questions in last week's video, this week's video, or the email, you will be entered in to win the Jazzwares 3-pack, so stay tuned to that. A little bit more questions next week as we celebrate the end of 2025 here in our first almost year in the Kyle Peterson Show, as next week will be episode number 40, almost halfway to 50, almost halfway to retirement. We'll see. But Angie, it's time for a little question of the week, a little mailbag, a little bit of viewer mail. What is it?
Eric Chebeck 7659 question.
Longtime viewers of the channel. Shout out to them. Happy holidays.
Question. Do you have any Christmas traditions with or without the girls?
Christmas traditions. Not really.
We don't do anything crazy.
I absolutely hate it because Christmas was so... And I feel like I'm a broken record from the last 2 weeks on this channel, but Christmas was such a magical time for me as a kid. I would have my list for Santa. I would have order of stuff. How many things can I ask Santa for? So many traditions of going to see Santa and stuff. And unfortunately, even at a young age, our kids could care less about really any of that kind of stuff. Even when they believed the whole hype on Santa, they didn't care. They just didn't even care. They didn't take it seriously like I did. And it drives me absolutely crazy. And I feel like you're to blame. You, Angie, are to blame here because a lot of the Christmas magic gets taken away. I absolutely detest that each one of our kids knows every single present that is going to be under the tree for them on Christmas Day.
I was doing good this year until Emma found my notes app.
I hate it. I hate it. Like, why even do Christmas if there's no surprises there? And then what drives me nuts, Angie, and you know this fully well as well, Angie just goes to Target this week and buys them a bunch of stuff. I'm like, literally, Christmas is like a week away. Why are we... Throw that in their stocking. Give it to them for Christmas. Because as a parent, I'm sure some parents out there can relate right now. This is the magical time of year where you don't have to get them anything. Well, Christmas is around the corner. You'll have to see what Santa gets you. You have an early, easy out to get away from buying stuff and obviously put into that and other gifts you have to give to other people. It's an expensive time of year. Oh, by the way, your husband has cancer too. He's got a bill he's got to pay. I haven't seen that bill yet. I'm already getting itchy thinking about paying that bill. And then you're leaving for like a week or so. So hard financial times right here. Will we ever recover? Stay tuned for 2026. But I hate that they don't have any surprise under the tree. There should be some magic Christmas morning.
They have a couple.
Christmas morning, it's going to be like, I was up about 4 o'clock, and my dad would say, give it another hour. Let's do 5 o'clock or something. But
they still will be.
They won't. They'll be up at,
6.
10 a.m., no. 10 a.m.
Maybe Emma.
And they just, they don't, it's just, they lost a lot of magic. So there's no magic with that. I guess the biggest tradition that I could think of is just going to my parents' house on Christmas Eve.
Thing.
My dad lives around the corner, so we'll go over there. My sister will be there with her family. Maybe my aunt and grandpa will be there probably. Mm-hmm. Open some presents, eat a little bit of dinner, and that's it. And then Christmas Day, there's really nothing going on. Angie's parents and family live away. Christmas, for me, it was always magical because I'd go to one of my usually it was Christmas Eve, and then the weekend before, I would go to one set of grandparents for each one of those. So it was always magical. You get presents there. And then, obviously, Christmas Day, you get the presents from Santa. And then Christmas Day, we'd go to my, step-grandparents that day. So there was a lot of gift-giving going on. There was a lot of chances for toys. It was always a great time. I feel like now you got Christmas Eve, and that's it. It's almost over. Because Christmas Day, the kids already know what they have. So we're sitting around, and we don't got anything going on. I don't know. I feel like this is where somebody's going to say it, and I'm going to say it before they do. You got to start your own traditions. The tradition's not going to fall in your lap. You got to start a tradition here.
A little Christmas morning egg bake?
No.
Make some cookies?
Not. Absolutely not.
Baking?
I don't know. We got to think of something to do on Christmas. And at Christmas Day, yeah, we should. It should be some kind of a meal.
We honestly do a lot of cleaning.
I hate it.
We do a lot of putting everything away, cleaning up the house.
I don't know. I can't think of what we could do as a tradition on Christmas Day. You can't really go anywhere. Most places are closed. Now, you could say, okay, every Christmas Day for dinner, we're going to go to a Chinese restaurant for dinner. People do that. There's a lot of people that do go to the movies on Christmas Day. They go to a movie as a family, so I guess that is possible. But none of us like the same movie, or I don't like the same movie, so I'd have to take one for the team is what we'd have to do. I don't know what else we could possibly do. I guess we could make something. We could make something fun. I don't know, but I don't know.
We'll do better next year.
No, we won't. No, we won't. So do you have any Christmas traditions with or without the girls?
I don't think so. I mean, we always do the same thing.
We might as well be atheists like Jehovah's Witnesses at this point. We might as well just turn in our card and go be a Jehovah's Witness where we don't celebrate birthdays or anything. There was a girl in my elementary class, and another one of my elementary classes, kids died this week too. I told you about that. It was weird, though, in the obituary that it said that she loved fat kids.
Fat babies.
Fat babies. Like, they listed that in the obituary that, one of her great joys was babies.
Children. She loved children, and especially the fat ones.
Yeah. That's what it said. She loved children, especially the fat ones, which I was just like, I had to read that 3 times, then I showed it to Angie. I said, wait a minute here.
I mean, a baby with rolls on their thighs.
I guess. I don't know, but it's crazy. People dying, and then I did see in there...
Met her.
Yeah, but I did see the obituary, and then in like the you could leave comments in there. And my 5th grade teacher, who was very old when I was in 5th grade, so I mean I was, and I was good friends with her. She was actually my
30.
Nah, I don't think so. I think she was 50.
Really?
I don't know. But anyway, she felt ancient, and when you're like 10 years old, 30 is old. But I think she was like late 40s, 50s. I don't know. But her husband was also my gym teacher many years later in high school, and they named the gym after him. And then I actually worked with him in a grocery store when I was a kid. So after he retired. But I loved that teacher, and she was our 5th grade teacher, and she was in my 5th grade class. And, she's put some nice messages in the obituary there. And I sent it to my stepmom, and I said, boy, I wonder what Miss Coldiron's going to say when I die. And my stepmom responded back with, she'll say all nice things. And I'm just like, man, she should have said, Kyle, Miss Coldiron's like 95 years old. So you probably will outlive her. But it didn't make me feel any bit better because I think my time is short, Angie. My time is short. Oh, but then it was funny as Tammy texted me like an hour later, and she said, but Miss Coldiron's going to die before you will. Come on. So I found that to be funny. A little off the beaten path right there, Angie.
Oh, my God.
All right, Angie doesn't want any piece of this question because it's too long, and you're reading. It's just, you can't read through all that.
I'm going to cough.
So cough. Well, this comes from a good friend of the channel, Jonathan Hodap. My question, and Angie, it's going to be interesting if you've ever thought about this one either. My question is, what are your thoughts on the theory, dare I say conspiracy theory, I'm adding that to it here, that the image of Santa as we know it is because of a Coca-Cola marketing. Mm-hmm. The rumor is that Coca-Cola was a summer drink, and to spice up marketing and sales for the winter, they found St. Nicholas, who normally wears green and brown, changed his colors to red and white, which are the Coca-Cola colors, made him the mascot to boost sales, promoting the drink as a winter drink. Soon as the years went on, we now only see Santa Claus as Coca-Cola has created him to look. Get Jesse Ventura on the line. Well, there you go. Conspiracy theory right there. So
is that really a conspiracy theory? I thought that was the truth.
Have you heard that before?
Yeah.
So I've heard that before too, and I kind of thought that was the truth too, which is funny. Is I don't know what year that would have been that changed, but it's funny to me. You see depictions of Santa Claus in green, like Mythic Legions, the toy company, made a alternate version of their first Saint Nicholas in the brown and the green, and it's like it looks so weird because you're so used to the red. And I do think the red looks better, but I don't know if that's just because of that. I'm not sure. There was also a thing where a lot of people thought at one time polar bears were dangerous and killed people and stuff like that. But now most people think of polar bears drinking Cokes out there in the Antarctic, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So very similar to this.
Coke has genius marketing.
I think Coke rules the world in a lot of places, and I think there's a deeper dive into that you could do easily one of these days. But Coke, I think, did change that, and it makes you wonder, too. You deep dive into a lot of stuff of the past and the history, and it's not what we necessarily think it is. Because you tell this to my kids, they're going to be like, what? He's always been red or whatever. He's always been that way. Not necessarily the case. So deep rooted troubles with that, I think. I think there's more to the story, and I think there might be some kidnappings involved. So maybe a story for another day here on the channel, Angie. So there it is. I don't know. So you'd heard that. There was no shocking to that, and you agree with it, and I agree with it too, as I have heard that in the past as well. Mm-hmm. So there it is, Angie. It's a Christmas special. I don't know how it felt about as special as our Christmas day is probably about as special as it felt. But Angie, I'm going to ask you right now, Angie, what did we learn today?
Oh, Lord.
Does she remember what we literally talked about in this very episode? No. She's going through the Rolodex. She can't even figure it out.
A Christmas song?
We learned about a Christmas song. You and Brenda Lee rocking around the Christmas tree. You're a big fan.
I forgot what yours was. Lemmy.
Okay. Reindeer. Okay. What else did we talk about in this very episode that we just literally have been filming for the last hour?
Fruitcake.
Talked about fruitcakes. You liked it a lot.
You getting electrocuted?
I got electrocuted. That was tough for Christmas.
Going through the Rolodex here.
It was tough for Christmas to get electrocuted. I didn't have that on my Christmas list. But it was all right.
It was all right. It healed your cancer, too.
Look at you just whispering. Healed my cancer.
Healed my cancer.
What else? Angie? She doesn't remember.
I'm on cold medicine.
Oh,
so I'm even worse than
here we go. We had questions of the week.
Got a little Christmas
we talked
cold.
about Johns Cena's final match. Mm-hmm. We talked about a lot of stuff this week. You can't see me one last time. We talked about our trip to Dave's Hot Chicken. You remember that?
Yes.
I could go there for lunch right now today. Maybe you, maybe not. I don't know.
I actually liked that he tapped out. He was like, I'm tapping out of the game. Like, it was like yeah.
He said never give up, and he did. So now there's no going back from that. Once you give up, you can never go back. So there it is, Angie. It's the Christmas episode here this time, episode 39 of the Kyle Peterson Show. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, all that kind of stuff wherever you check out your podcast in the audio edition. Check out YouTube channel memberships and Patreon for even more. And as usual, this is the new thing is, how is Angie going to say goodbye? Angie, tell everybody goodbye in your own special way. Make it good for everybody on the way out.
Bye.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
See you later!